The other day during the Zuckerberg hearings, Lindsey Graham was asking Zuckerberg if Facebook was a monopoly. As if Republicans, and many Democrats, mind you, have cared at all about monopolies and corporate consolidation in the past few decades. I mean, the railroads, that was over 100 years ago, but it would be so laughable if it weren't so scary. And the latest massive merger that has just been approved has major consequences for us all, for our health and for our food. The Justice Department has decided to allow Bayer AG's mega deal to acquire Monsanto Corporation, valued at more than $60 billion after the company's pledge to sell off additional assets to secure government antitrust approval, according to people familiar with the matter. Germany's Bayer, a pharmaceutical and chemical conglomerate, is a leading player in the pesticide industry, while Monsanto, based in St. Louis, is a market leader on seeds and crop genes. The deal, which was announced in September 2016, would make Bayer the world's biggest supplier of pesticides and seeds for farmers. U.S. antitrust officials continue to harbor concerns. After the EU's move, the Justice Department said the deal could have different competitive effects on American farmers and consumers, citing, for example, the market for genetically modified seeds, which are widely used in the United States, but largely prohibited in Europe. As you can imagine, a variety of farmers groups have opposed this merger. The National Farmers Union was urging antitrust groups to block the merger, and a survey by the Concurrence Group found that 93% of farmers are against the merger with a 1,000 farmer sample size. But wait, I thought that Republicans, and Trump specifically, loved and cherished farmers and were looking out for the little guy.
Do we have any farmers in the room? Do we have any? Stand up. I want to see what our farm. Stand up. That's a lot of farmers. Family farms are the backbone of this country. Remember that.
Oh, are you happy you voted for me? You are so lucky that I gave you that privilege. The other choice wasn't going to work out too well for the farmers, I hate to tell you.
Yeah, he's really looking out for that small farm, huh? Those small town farmers. Not to mention that farmers are supposed to be hit hardest by his trade war with China, as China is targeting soybeans and other agricultural products. But I digress. This deal is scary for a variety of reasons. Number one, Bayer is not just a pesticide company, it's a pharmaceutical company, chiefly, that would now be controlling a huge swath of the farming and products in this country and producing the GMOs. Bayer did produce pesticides before, and in fact, its products have been linked to the mass death of bees throughout the world. I know people make a joke out of it, but it's actually bad for our ecosystem. Now, it's a massive monopoly with Monsanto, and Monsanto already had massive problems before being under control of a major pharmaceutical company like Bayer. Monsanto's top product, Roundup, a weed killer, has been linked to cancer and classified by the World Health Organization as a probable carcinogen, And that product, Roundup, was a part of Monsanto's already existing monopoly strategy. Monsanto developed GM seeds that would resist its own herbicide, Roundup, offering farmers a convenient way to spray fields with weed killer without affecting crops. Monsanto then patented the seeds. Farmers who buy Monsanto's patented Roundup Ready seeds are required to sign an agreement promising not to save the seed produced after each harvest for replanting or to sell the seed to other farmers. This means that farmers must buy new seed every year. Monsanto was able to get around traditional regulations and patents, making it already a huge monopoly through aggressive lobbying efforts in the past. They continued to do so in the lead up to this merger, which was announced in late 2016, and it looks like it was effective. Hooray! Monsanto has spent nearly $2.5 million on lobbying efforts in 2016, making it the biggest spender in the agricultural industry. Bayer is the 8th highest spender in the pharmaceuticals industry and has spent over $3.6 million on lobbying so far in 2016, when this article was written. And now Monsanto and Bayer together will control an estimated 1/3 of the world's seed market and 1/4 of the pesticide market. This is what we would call a monopoly. One company in control of not only our food, but the chemicals. They can price gouge, they can manipulate markets, they can skirt regulations, and this is all for a company that has used shady practices in the first place with unsafe products. That's what the Wall Street Journal was saying. GMOs aren't even allowed largely in Europe. Yet because of corruption in the United States, they make up around an estimated 90% of corn, cotton, and sugar products created here and more. But now this company that is one of the primary producers of the GMOs is growing through this merger and will have control of a major portion of the international market on this stuff. It's scary, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.